असांजे शो में आया आहिनि. Kindly welcome मां अर्चना. तव्हांजो हिते हार्दिक स्वागत, अभिनंदन, जय झूलेलाल.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Hari Om, Jai Jhulelal.
Jai झूलेलाल.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me, and it is an honor. And thank you to Sri Dayal Harjani to connect me with Vishwa Sindhi Seva Sangam. What would you like me to talk about? What would you like me to present?
So much to talk about. I read your profile and I was feeling so honored. 17 years you had given your life a journey of meditation, yoga, and whatever you are doing from 17 years. We would like to know your journey. Kindly tell us how the Mā Archanā reached here today. And we know in short journey, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you very much. It started off from a mental disease that I had. I was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder because of the trauma that I had during childhood. It was about sexual abuse that I endured while I was during childhood for quite a long time. And at the very beginning, I thought, oh, that was the past. But that's not what happens, how the mind works. The mind works is very like the computer. Even though I keep on telling myself that that was the past, but it is just a virus in the computer. It is like when the virus pops up, you know, when you are working on something and then it keeps on popping up. So the trauma relived in me. And I didn't know what to do about it. And I thought I was going crazy. And besides that also, I suffered from other physical diseases like back pain and also sinus and all the other things like GERD, gastric, acidity and all that. And what happened to me is I kept on going to the doctors and I was on medication all the time. And then finally, I was also on medication for depression. And I tried to find out how to solve this problem because I was really tired. And the doctors were saying, oh, you will never get over this. I mean, you will never be cured. Nobody gets cured from post-traumatic stress disorder. What happens is you just have to live with it for the rest of your life. And I refused that. I was so angry with the world. I was so angry with God and anything you might call it. By then, my name was Maya Mukhtar. I was so grateful when I met Sai Anand Krishna. He's my Gurudev. And he told me that there's something wrong in the way I look about life and my connection with God. And I said, what's wrong with it? I don't believe in all these things because I thought and I was taught that God was full of love and compassion and all that. But that did not happen to me. And it was injustice. It was unfair because it happened.
What a beautiful journey. Wonderful, ma'am. Wonderful. I just want to, I think so. Some network issue. You want to continue or should I ask you a question?
Sure. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. Would you like
because I really wanted to complete your journey. If you complete, definitely I'll ask you one question. Nowadays, because of this COVID time, we all know that the immunity and health is very important. And of course, it is important. Yoga, meditation, inner health, it's become necessary of life now. So I want to know about yoga. What is the inner peace? What is the inner strength? And how it increases our immunity? Kindly put words on that.
The COVID-19, even though we see it as a tragedy, but actually it is also a blessing in disguise. In a way, it is time for all of us to have self-introspection and also to go within. Even if we see this is all material problems means the physical is impacted and economics and all that. But the only solution is spiritual solution. You cannot fight material problems with and then have a solution with another material solution. It just doesn't go that, because all the problems is caused by our mental and emotional plane. And this is where yoga, meditation, Ayurveda comes from. It helps us to go beyond the mind. It helps us to go beyond the mental and emotional. All this disease and all that, it is our own doing also. We have been greedy and we have not been taking care and love the environment. And yoga and meditation and Ayurveda, that is holistic. We just call it holistic. It helps us to realize all that. And of course, the first thing to do is to take care of the body, right? And we were also recommended all the protocols, wash your hands and all that. And if the immune system is strong, then we are at least safe. But how to increase that immune system? That is to do also with the mind. If we are very stressed, and of course, during the lockdown, we're all very stressed at home, right? But I'm quite grateful. I like working from home. So then I have more time.
We all were, yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people are actually feeling trapped. And the stress increases, anxiety increases, and what happens? The immune system just goes down. And that is why they are very much vulnerable towards catching the virus. That's why it is very important to do pranayama techniques and also meditation. It is also already proven by scientific facts that when we do deep breathing, it is affecting our parasympathetic nerves, and then also it secretes the hormones, the glands that is making us feel calm. And then not only that, if we are feeling calm, then the immune system works better. And lifestyle is very important. And this is where Ayurveda comes from. We have to do what they call it the dinacharya, so the healthy daily ritual. A lot of us have forgotten all about that. We don't eat what we are supposed to eat. We don't respect nature. And of course, it is already proven now that if you want to have a better immune system during this COVID, they recommend us all to be vegetarians, because by consuming vegetables and fruits and all that, our body becomes more less acidic, right? The pH becomes better. While if we consume meat and all that, the acidic level goes up. And acidity in our body, if we have a lot of it, it is actually the home for the growing of diseases. And that is why it's very, very important to maintain a very healthy lifestyle. While the meditation helps us to go again beyond the mind and emotional. We can reason everything out. And if we are always stuck on the mental emotional level, which actually the Western way of seeing the mind is actually only in the level of mental emotional. And if we look at the psychology of yoga and everything, that we actually have layers and of consciousness. We're just not this body. Yeah, we're not only this body and the brain. And we're always being taught that everything has to do with the brain. No, it is not the brain. It is the mind itself. It is the software. We just say that the mind is the software and the brain is the hardware.
Yeah. Just wanted to ask you, what is the brain and what is the mind? We think both are same. You want to see brain is different, mind is different. Can you let us know about it?
I always have this analogy. The brain is the hardware and the mind is the software, right? And the software cannot operate properly when the hardware is not functioning properly. The brain is just biological and physical thing, but the mind, it is matter. It is the psyche itself. It is connected with our prana, and then it has to do with the 5 layers of consciousness. that's why a lot of people are so confused when we have psychological problems. They always try to fix the brain, but actually it is just a hardware. Yeah. And you keep on having medication and all that. But a lot of it, what happens is, this is my experience. When I consumed a lot of those antidepressant pills, I became a zombie. Because it just shuts down several, nervous, the neurotransmitters. Of course, it secretes the endorphins and the melatonins and the serotonins that is needed. But that is it. That is it. But you don't work it out with the, what do you call that? Going beyond the mental, emotional. So it is very different. We cannot locate the mind in here. The mind is not in here. The mind is somewhere in here with that 5 layers of consciousness. It's 2 different things.
Wow. Wonderful, Ma. Wonderful. You had described so well. Now I want to know, what is a meditation? We have learned so many times, like close your eyes, just concentrate your mind and just do any jap, chant or something. That is called meditation. We want to like to know, what is the real meditation, and can you exercise just for 5 minutes? Let us know. And second thing, when we can do it. It should do twice a day, morning, whatever time. Can you describe that?
Well, meditation is actually a happening. Yeah, it's like, I think in Hindi, I'm sorry, I don't really speak Sindhi, but in Hindi it's like, love is happening, and meditation is supposed to be a happening. Meditation is not something that you sit and close your eyes. That is just a practice, right? Gurudev Anand Krishna always says, meditation in action. So whatever that we do, we have to do it meditatively. But how do we start doing that? By closing our eyes. And actually, we hear a lot now, especially in the Western world, they say that meditation is mindfulness. It's a totally different thing. If you look at the Ashtanga Yoga, there is Dharan and Dhyan, right? And this word so-called meditation is dhyan, actually, not dharan. And actually, it is nothing to do with concentration. It's the opposite of concentration. It's actually to deconcentrate, to defocus on things. You just become the witness. And the mind is very much correlated with our breath. That's why we do lots of pranayama practices. We always say that when we breathe once, right, the heart beats 3 times and the brain pulses 9 times. So if someone has very short breath, right, that is why the mind is not clear. They become depressed, they become angry. But there is a very ancient symbol. If you want to be happy, you should be like a turtle. Why a turtle? Because turtle lives very long and they breathe very slow. And in the Bhagavad Gita, they always say also, this is an analogy. If we want to actually do pratyahar, that is actually one of the limbs of the Ashtanga Yoga, it is to do with retracting your senses, yeah? And senses is the one that is the gate that actually activates the mind. If we have a shorter and longer breath, our immune system is good and we can see things clearly, and then the things we do becomes meditative. So there's no use in shutting the eyes for hours and hours and hours, and then after that you don't even care what's happening in the world. There's atrocities going here in the other part of the world. There is typhoon now that's happening in Philippines, and if we don't care about that, or people dying from COVID, and we just say, it's not happening to me, so that means that's not meditation.
Lovely. You are on path of Dharma. Kindly guide us. What is Dharma? Because Hindus are thinking dharmas in a various type of this one. Can you describe what is the path of dharmas and what is the actual dharma?
Very interesting, because dharma itself has many meanings. But actually, when we talk about dharma, it's not like what is what is my dharma? And Krishna said to Arjuna, you don't need to ask what's your dharma, but just do what is the right thing to do. And that is also dharma. It is actually, at the end result, it is about loka sangraha. It is not only thinking about me, not thinking about my people, not thinking about my group or my party and all that, but it is for the well-being of all. That is actually dharma. When we see in Mahabharata about the Kuravas and the Pandavas, right? One is called the dharmic and one is the adharmic. And when we look at them, but Krishna also did things that is like cheating, like trying to fool the people on how to win the war. Some people say Krishna is doing such adharmic things because he's been tricking the others. And that's why he's called Chor. I forgot the word, when he ran away from battle and all that. But Ranchor, yeah, they call him Ranchor. It is actually, what he's doing is dharmic, because he knows what is supposed to be done for the greater good. It is not just about fighting for pride. And a lot of people confuses dharma with pride. And at the end of it, again, whatever we choose, dharma is always for the greater good. It's about loka sangraha. That's what I can explain about dharma. So each person have their own thing, but always choose between Shreya and Preya, right? Dharma is about Shreya, never about Preya.
Oh, so well you described dharma is Shreya, not about the prayers. Wonderful. Mā Archanā, you have like each and every question you are answering so well. Enjoying session with you. Can you tell us about life? I mean to say that life is, is a journey. We go ahead, we move on. Some people take it easy, some take it is very hard, very harsh. Suppose we are two sisters. I'm very soft. Same thing happens in life. She takes very panic. She takes very hard way, and she gets depressed easy. But as a person, I can't. Anything doesn't influence me very easy. So how the life is and how the thoughts are coming in our mind, how it goes. Can you tell us?
It's again about how we perceive things. In Ayurveda, there are different types of people, right? There is the, we call the doshas. There is the vata dosha, pitta dosha, kapha dosha. Maybe you are more of the kapha dosha, where when you see problems, you don't go into panic, but you tend to be more calm, right? Or sometimes stepping back a bit, right? Just to calm yourself down. But suppose with the sister, it is more of the vata type. When she is faced with stress, what she does is she panics, right? But again, what's nice about Ayurveda, maybe a lot don't really describe it or explain it anymore, because now Ayurveda also, it's becoming more and more like the Western medical system, it's like trying to compete, but actually it's not supposed to be that way, because Ayurveda is much, much richer than that. The goal of Ayurveda is actually to transcend ego, right? And life is about how we perceive things. It is not only based about our past. A lot of people, even in psychology, when they talk about life, it has something to do, or maybe something that your parents did, something, how you were brought up made you this way.
Yeah.
That is how we see things. And we tend to blame. Yeah, we tend to blame the past. We tend to blame our parents. But we have to remember something also. There is something called karma also, you see. And we have to see life as a holistic thing also. We can't see life as a one straight line. It doesn't work that way. If we only see life in just a one straight line, and that's it, we can't really explain a lot of things. And that's how I say it's about perceptions, how we perceive things. Some people can see this COVID as of course, we are all sad about it. We're also worried about it because economy is crumbling and all those things. But if one person with a clearer mind who can see things holistically, they will say, oh, this is actually a time to change. We have to change our old ways, right? But a person who is very negative and very angry all the time, they would just curse that everything is so bad. So life is all about perception, how we perceive things.
Excellent, ma'am. Excellent. You have spoke about dharmas. Now I want to know, my viewers wanted to know about karmas. Can you guide us? Karmas are action. We all do. Without karmas, we can't live. Just give little brief about karmas. Guide us.
Yes. One thing that we have to remember and understand about karma is not a punishment. A lot of people see karma as punishment, but as you have rightly said, it is actually action. There is action, there is reaction. And if we go and speak about karma, there are also different types of karma. There's prarabdha karma and sanchit karma, agami karma. And whatever happens in this life, it is because of our own doing. What we sow, we reap. It's basically the word for it. That is why we have to always remember and be very meditative on whatever action that we do at the present moment. Because whatever we do right now can determine our future. But also, if we look at it, maybe it has something to do with our past. But again, that is not the point of it. The point of it is how we can fix what we have right now. A lot of people I have seen, especially now in the West, they have what they call the New Age. Yeah. And when they talk about karma, it's something very, it's like, oh, all these things happening is because of karma. So let the karma be. It doesn't happen like that, you know, because what we're supposed to do is to determine what we do right now. And some people also say, oh, it's okay. I can do less okay now, but then I will be born as something much better in the next life. It's not about the next life. It's about what we do right now. There is action, there is reaction. And to cut off the karma, that is very important. It's about forgiveness. That is how we cut a cyclic thing.
Oh, so wonderful. Do you think so? We have past life?
Yes, we do. I'm actually experiencing all this and how I became what I am right now. Grace to Guru Devanand Krishna. He took me to my past life because I was always blaming everyone. I was blaming my past. Then there was this program that he used to give. It's called death experience. So we experience our death and beyond that. And then suddenly I saw my life. Oh my God, I did all these things and how I met my parents, you know, and I chose them and to be born in that family so I could learn lessons. This is what's very important about learning from our past lives, is to learn the lesson, what we did in the past life. And from there on, continue. You know, life is about like a school of life. You can't be stuck in the 8th grade all the time, right? You need to pass 8th grade to go to 9th grade. But how do you pass 8th grade towards 9th grade? It's to learn the lesson, the mistakes that we do in the past. And I was free from that. When I realized all that, I finally said, oh my God, I have to forgive myself and I have to forgive all these people that I've blamed. Actually, all these people became my teacher in this life. I am what I am right now. It's because of them, thanks to them, even though through hardships. But what do you expect? If you want to become a diamond, you know, to shine, you know, the coal should be like brushed first, right? And you need to chisel everything to get rid of that coal. Then only you become a diamond. And that is what we can learn from our past lives. But again, what's important in this life not the past life.
Yes, I truly agree with you, Ma. Ma, I want to say, Ma, truly agree with you. I think so. This session should go on 2 hours also. So many questions. My viewers are very happy with your session. They are keep sending you so many questions. मैं viewers को बोलना चाहूंगी, viewers की चवर चाहिए माँ को कोई भी सवाल पूछना हो जाए, कुछ भी जानना हो जाए, तो आप प्लीज टाइप करो. अगर हियर न तो शो को तो ताकि माँ की मोकली करे तांजो जरूर सवाल जो आंसर ताकि जरूर नींदा से many questions you got. We will definitely like one more session with you when Dr. Raju Manwani will be there. Today we are definitely missing him, and he folded hand, apologized because where is he? Ambivali, there's no network. माँ उन्होंने आपके लिए हाथ जोड़कर माफी मांगा है, लेकिन अगला शो वो आपके साथ जरूर करेंगे फॉर श्योरली. मैम, माँ आप यहाँ पर आए, इतना ऑनर फील हुआ है, इतना आध्यात्मिक की बातें, योगा, कर्मा, पास्ट लाइफ एंड इम्यूनिटी, वी टॉक ईच एंड एवरी, और उन्होंने इतना ब्यूटीफुली हमें आंसर दिया है. हम हमारे VSS के शो में हमारी टीम की तरफ से माँ आपको हाथ जोड़कर हम यहाँ पर आपको प्रणाम करते हैं, और आपने इतना कीमती समय हमें दिया, बहुत अच्छा लगा. If you can give one message short to our Sindhi Samaj, you really wanted to speak about Sindhis, please, I want a message from you.
Actually, I was going to sing a bit of a Sindhi song. Yeah, maybe you know this song. I can't speak Sindhi, but I'm so grateful. Gurudev taught us some things.
Can you speak few words, please? Wow.
आही मेहरबान साईं मिल दस आहे.
वाह 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 वाह, I can't believe. अरे तवा की कितनी सुठी सिंधी हिंदी आहे. Oh my God. I hope कि बेट सेकंड शो जे मल तासा सा ईंदा तो कुछ न कुछ सिंधी तवा जरूर सीखी ईंदा. कितरो न सुठो लगो. एनी सिंधी कम्युनिटी के लिए आप कोई मैसेज देना चाहते अपनी तरफ से, if you can give one message to our Sindhi community.
It is very important, I think. The Sindhi community is a marvelous community because of its history. The history is so rich. The history is the one that bore even Sanskrit language. Was Panini was from there, and Bhagavad, the father of Ayurveda, also was from there. So many rishis started off from the Sindhi Saraswati civilization. And don't forget that actually we in Indonesia also share the same root, and that is why we're so much connected. Please revive all the Sindhi culture and also the language and the beauty of the spirituality, and that's what I've learned from the Sindhi culture. Grace to Gurudev and Krishna. So please do come to Bali next time after the COVID to our ashram. We will have Sindhi Dhamma for you all.
Wow, so nice. बिल्कुल वादा हुजन सिंधी समाज के असांजी मां अर्चना बाली में रही करे चाहे थी कि सिंधी समाज जो एक धाम हुजे उते झूलेलाल जो मंदिर हुजे. वाह वाह मां, बिल्कुल एकदम ॾाढी सुठियूं ॻाल्हियूं कयूं तव्हां. मां हाणे तव्हां सां बिल्कुल अग्री आहियां कि जाते बि हूंदासीं असांजो सिंधी समाज हमेशा फैलियल ई हुजे. इहा हुया असांजा मां अर्चना. मां दिल सां धन्यवाद मां तव्हांखे. You can understand Hindi little bit?
Yes, a bit.
Oh, fine.
But I don't speak much. I just wanted to say
Yeah, oh, nice. I just wanted to say thank you, माँ अर्चना. आप हमारे शो में आए, बहुत अच्छा लगा. हम आपसे अभी के लिए सिर्फ विदा चाहते हैं. आप बैक स्टेज पे हमारे साथ जरूर जुड़े रहिएगा. हम अपने अगले मेहमान के साथ हमारे शो में हम बात करेंगे. Thank you so much from bottom of the heart.
मेहरबानी.